Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Scribes and Men, where I, the Mad Poet, continue on through my journey reading, these volumes and all of that. Gonna have three of them posted out post haste for you before the zenith of volume 50 is presented, because oh boy, that's a doozy. And I'm going to warn you on volume 47, if you are watching volume 47, which you're probably not going to be watching volume 7, but if you are watching me read through volume 47, just know that if this was SCP, volume 50 is my mimetic virus, I guess? Mimetic hypnotic virus in the world of SCP, but I'll get to that more on volume 50, which will happen tomorrow. But until then, volume 47, let's go. There is a melody that few have heard, covered in forest under the shadow of trees, and to the hearts of few it has all stirred. To those who listen, that nature will please. The moment fades, but the memory lingers. From the kiss of rain to our face to our fingers. Wait, hold on. The moment fades, but the memory lingers. From the kiss of rain from our face to our fingers. Memory stored under the ocean floor, only to return while desiring more. There comes a time when omens repeat, as the crow flies in to perch on its seat. With warnings it came to cry and to sing, all unto the throne and the king. Have you not learned what it means to be clean, as death comes behind the plague that's unseen? Though warned of the history you forgot, beware its presence, least or lest you come to rot. Is it least or lest you come to rot? Or is it lest you come to rot? Lest you come to rot? Tales of a siren unto her queen, down below the waters unseen, of how to catch what she may desire, so none can resist what she wants to acquire. There's always a price from the hand to the eye, with answers held as the truth may then lie. For a choice to make, that which you must, go figure out that which you can trust. Our anguish that's haunting our mind with our fear. We close our eyes then into the void, to a rest that comes for all we've destroyed, in ourselves to go further on, so we might be refreshed when we wake up at dawn. So bloated a feeling will covered in air, with no path to escape it can't even dare, to eventually release as people may cheer, while some keep their distance, never drawing so near. It comes softly with a gentle touch, not demanding little or asking much, before our eyes close and we fade away, until the feeling comes back the very next day. As the leaf turns red amidst the coming autumn, when life starts to fade, after festivals of joy that last for but a moment before all must come to rest. The sun never sets at the height of midsummer, shining in the north, where light pierces the darkness, brushing away winter's gloom, now renewed with the divine. We travel to places never understood, as we try to do all that we could, to understand that path we would take, with all the works of our hands that we would make. Last leaf hanging onto a dying tree, amidst the end of autumn before the winter comes to be, soon to be among those that fell, and to the ground where the snow will dwell. There are many things that laugh and stare, watch if you will, talk or dare, to do the things you said you'd do, to fulfill the promise and follow through. I could seek a great many things, to build great halls and see great kings, to follow a path that none may dare, and test my limits to see how I fare. What manner of hubris will we see, to think that nothing was created to be? For who can truly know the truth of it all, especially not man, ever since the start of our fall? Through the streets of the city freeze, and none are able to do as they please, for who can act upon its end, in the disaster nature comes to send? Learn from the past and then move on. What was once done has now been gone. Only consequences remain in its wake. What matters is the actions we will take. The source is my own, for whom shall I atone? Flesh of my bone, as I cry and I groan. For I can see the way things be between you and me, yet we had run from what could be done under the sun. Oh, what a sight! if we had the might to try through the night in all in which we delight. There's a beauty gifted through the night, to look into the distance as one might, to see all that cannot be seen during the day, of how the moon's light makes its display. Of what reasons do we go and worry, as stress rises up when we're in a hurry, feeling the need to continually go, as the cities not at rest come to show? What lies have we gone and been told, from the small to the old, by the powers that be, to never rest and work continually? How I wish to fully know what people of the past can't fully show, with only glimpses here and there from history dug up with gentle care. In the struggle of the day and night, to try and deal with the one we delight, and try to claim a restful sleep, yet it is our actions against the other we reap. Would we taste the fairy's delight, of food laid there in your sight? During the moment your hunger to take, would you take the food in your wake? Through all things there comes a drought that cannot be fixed, though we may cry and shout. The best we can do is continue to move on, and hope for the best at the coming dawn. How shall one then feed their desire, if not through discipline and refining fire, that breaks them down and builds them up before they can drink of their cup? The sound of chirping heard by birds up in the trees as they migrate in. Happy are they who know how to gain peace. Through struggles may come and never cease. Still they take the time to understand, in the way of patience, not often seen to stand. The day has its work done, when the night goes by to have its fun, as people shift in between, enjoying the moment of the scene. Create all night and sleep through day, if some of us had our way. Screw the circadian rhythm for how we are, whether under the sun or watching a shooting star. Let loose and have creative flow, whether or not people see the show, for it has been put into our blood and breath to pursue until our very death. When the system has come and lied, claiming that we all must go and divide, like a tactic that an enemy generals use, knowing that it's easy to make us to refuse. Beauty of the city and the neon lights, for those who have never seen such sights, as it opens up to welcome them into a life of debauchery and sin. There are many things we will never know, so what is the pride that comes in to show, acting as if you have all the answers to give when you can barely afford to go and live? Have the oceans swallowed the countries that once were? Have the waves devoured as they said would occur? To you who have witnessed what I have not, what are the truth and lies that we have been taught? Probably want to say is to this, isn't it? Like if I do this. Yeah, what is the truth and lies? What are the truth and lies that we have been taught? What is the essence of the future's worth, or how we come to dig this up from the earth? What has been the cost of knowledge's thirst to bring things forward or back to the age of the first? Did you suffer from the population's decline that we for decades were taught was good and fine? Or have you managed to go and recover and grow? Not that these things are something I'll come to know. All the advancements we could have made, yet destructions would have come sooner, I'm afraid. For power seeks power with war and more, by those who were in their pride and greed try to aim for. What is justified at the hands that we know, that work in places that may rarely go? Often mocked by those who don't understand, yet it's thanks to these hands that they can now stand. Many a time and strength isn't my own, as time and experience has come and shown, so I rely on God to help me through, for what else am I able to do? What honor is there among thieves in their greed? Doesn't matter if there's those greater than I who have gone before to reach the sky, to then bring it down, to mold what they would, inspire me to know that I could. I have made things harder than they need to be. Procrastination a curse that dwells inside of me, and now I must face the tasks that I've set of a lifetime that has yet to be met. If we were able to talk to trees of what it knows and what it sees, those ancient ones standing tall in all the things they've seen befall, why do we not question what we've been taught, to take their word whether it be right or not, as we follow on through like an obedient sheep, where they close our eyes and ask us to sleep? Must there always be a fight for the throne between siblings where their blood is your own, who taught them to fight and kill their own kin just for a chance of a crown to go in? Does it matter whether one is fast or slow, as long as they move and have somewhere to go? A step is a step, no matter how fast. Take your own journey and ignore those who go past. What wonders of the world we have yet to explore, and ruins of places we have yet to restore, as we witness beauty of every place and scene, across our journey and the places we've been. There are battles we face that tend to haunt every moment we lost with the sound of their taunt, our mind telling us to leave it behind, taking comfort in the way to find. There are many ways we could have fun, like the edge of a pool right under the sun, along a vacation we would enjoy while chasing others with a wet noodle toy. To those who come and laugh, what will we go and to all those who come and laugh, what will we go and say? To all those who come and laugh, who are watching every day. To all those who come and laugh with all the games they play. To all those who come and laugh, who gave their life away. To all those who come and laugh on the screens that they display. To all those who come and laugh, who truly have no sway. To all those who come and laugh as time they would betray. To all those who would come and laugh, who have gone and lost their way. The bell tolls and the light begins to fade, lost of sight and all that was once displayed. Oh, excuse me. Need some water. The bells tolled and the lights begin to fade, a loss of sight and all that was once displayed, before letting out a final breath when we finally accept the hand of death. How much have I given away thinking it ever so fine, of all the things I could have held while embracing them as mine? From skill to items towards time and more, why do I feel like every time it was always the wrong door? Whenever there's a time of want or need, so many others know how to use their speed, while others stop or simply go slow, and when they arrive feel late to the show. There are tales told deep in the woods of shrouding men covered in hoods, hanging on trees above their grave, who none could hear or ever come save. I scream at the self that tends to stall when distractions when distractions come and I begin to fall, for I know the potential I'm leaving still, that the fire inside desires to fill. We've all made our many mistakes, left behind the scenes of movie takes, bloopers that fill up the days, as we try to learn from our past ways. What is this plain sterilization of white, that we paint the homes like a blank sight, no character given, fully deprived, to the pleasures of those who've only arrived? Geese descending on the sand, harmony upon the land, where waves embrace the shore, tranquility is at hand. In city-soaked streets, typhoon season, rainy days, refreshing the land. How has art changed in the days we've been gone, dead in the ground, though through the thousandth dawn? Are you still aware of the way we speak, or has language changed, so we must learn and seek? Whether all will change within the time we live, where we spent our energy to what we would give. It is not for me to fully know whether it's in this or a distant future whether it's in this or a distant future, things will go. Filled with ideas through never-ending days of things I'd like to do in many ways. Yet my energy feels trapped in a cage and can only turn a single page. If I could answer questions for the future, I would. If I knew the answers ahead of time, I could. But I am not a prophet with my poetry and words, so how am I to know the future like one knows passing herds? Fascination towards the past, of the empires that didn't last. Despite having every mean and way, something happens through time's passing day. There are many things I will not deny, like a desire to have my name reach the sky before my death so that I may continue to show ways of creativity that the mind can go. Beings of the forest, once seen then gone, watching with the trackers you've been placed on, to see the paths that you may walk and go, and should they decide, they just might show. Yearning of the heart, causing the chest to tighten. Why does love cause us such pain? How else would we know the strongest of all feelings that brings life through its blooming? The joy and melancholy of time and life, through the beautiful moments that one is causing us strife, that we have all experienced through the age, constantly read through history's page. Crypt keeper coming in to bury, careful movements in no hurry, ceremonies to be held all day, celebrating their life and way. Shall I curse the job or the distractions I must fight, to gain focus that often comes through the night? Yet in the mornings I must go and wake, towards a job I long to leave for future's sake. When the unknown comes to taunt, with each word it uses to always haunt, throwing us into a fight or flight that lasts throughout each day and night. Honor is given to those who can keep it, with loyalty to those who can drink it. For just as these, not many will they fit among the crowds where jealousy and envy sit. No matter how hard we try to push on through, learning what it means to walk in the other shoe, so that we can sympathize with each plight that causes us a multitude of struggles day and night. Dead to the world, let me focus on it. Dead to the world, let me focus on all the works that I must begin, for myself and for others too, even though some may never have a clue. There's always a struggle to reach that first peak that will test your limits and make you weak, to see whether you'll pick yourself up after the fall and continue going towards that siren call. I've slipped more times than I can count, and no matter the coming amount, I shall grip my teeth and continue going, despite the pain that leaves scars always showing. My future is only God's fully to know, no matter how time itself may flow. There are things not kept in my hand, for the path that God has gone and planned. Despite security, I find myself to doubt and worry, when it feels like God never moves in a hurry, and time continues to pass on by, as comparison causes us to question why. I know not the works of God's hand, or anything of the future he has planned, for myself and towards the others near, yet I still sit here in my worry and fear. Longing for peace, to go ease our heart and soul, to know harmony. Seek not always the great displays, for they come in their own ways, so that when we finally come to see, we appreciate the beauty that comes to be. Cloudy skies of a rainy day that brings in storms that never stay, for everything eventually rolls on by from the earth to the sky. What would the creatures of this forest have to say as we continue to encroach on them every day? What will the creatures of the forest have to say as we continue to encroach on them day by day? Will they simply go hide and wait to see what becomes of us and our fate? With every step we make, with every skill we take to learn and to grow, that failure is a lesson always. That failure's lessons always show. There's always a lull that causes work to seem dull. Also, something else can come and grow. The remains hidden, but will someday show. Would you be lulled away by a yokai's dance? Would you give them a moment and chance as you walk along the shore at night, only to be drawn in by their eerie noise and sight? When they come to the land, they seem to fire. They do not seek to live with the civilization at hand. When they come to conquer the land, they demand all that should change to their desire, while they set the history of the place on fire. Our complacency to never fight back or even try, as people around all begin to die, by those who know nothing but hate, for each culture is not part of their state. Growth is not something without its moments of pain, though we may have felt it again and again. There's always again and again. There will always be results at the end. It just depends on the actions you go and send. All the actions you go and spend. Many things we have all gone to try. Some will succeed, while others will die. And from those ashes we come to learn how to go through each path in turn. What is this harsh longing that burns inside, while others to embrace and nothing to confide? Bottled up in its passionate fire, leaving us leery to show our desire. I know not always the things I write, so that they may grow in someone's sight. Yet to myself there are limits to test, to see whether one can when they do their best. Songs that are made, songs that should be songs that are made, displayed in their glory, that touches emotions with the sound of their story. Such pieces of art that fill us within, through all the chords they are always played in. There are many reasons I long to scream at myself, or so it would seem. I've lost all potential, so what am I to do but pick myself up and keep going through? Some remain better than others, and this is fair, to avoid the fool's gold that might be left in your care. For it will come to haunt whenever it's let to linger. So, when touched by the hand of the ring finger. Yeah, that is going to be it for volume 47. Join me for volume 48, 49, and then the big doozy one, which is, like, if you haven't read it yet, it is linked on all of the things I do, so check it out now, Funk Soul Brother. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.